everybody, today we are going to make blueberry buckle. I got this recipe downstate a few years ago and I did it, made it, I loved it, and I've been making it ever since, and the family absolutely loves it. And we're going to be making blueberry buckle with my own homegrown blueberries that I freeze every year. So if you guys got blueberries, you want to freeze those so that you can make blueberry buckle. It's an excellent recipe, it's really easy, and sure to be a hit. So let's just kind of go over the ingredients. Okay, this is a two-part recipe. So the first one will be the blueberry buckle, and then the second one will be the topping that we'll add on it. So I'm just going to quickly go over the recipe for the main buckle. We're going to have some salt. We're going to use 1 egg. We're going to use baking powder, milk, flour, sugar, and some butter. And I use the Crisco butter. It is excellent for baking. It's my #1 go-to for butter. You can use whatever you like. If you needed less sodium, you can get that. But this is the one that I use for all of my baking. And then for the topping, it's going to be some sugar, flour, cinnamon, and we're also going to add in some more Crisco butter. And that pretty much sums it up. So not to mention the blueberries. We'll add in those blueberries. So let's get started. So first we're going to add in 4 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to add in 3/4 cup of sugar. We're going to add in 1 egg, and then we're just going to mix this on low. So next I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And then I'm going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then I'm going to add in 2 cups of flour. And I'm going to mix this, and while I'm mixing this, I'm just going to slowly add in 1/2 cup of milk. Okay. I'm just going to mix the sides in well. Okay, so now this part is done, and what I'm just going to do is I'm going to add in 1 cup of blueberries. So what I like to do is these, I'm going to pre-rinse these before I put them in. So now I'm going to add in 1 cup of blueberries, and then I'm going to mix this in. And you can add in more blueberries if you want, and I've done that many times. It tastes better, but the cook time will be longer, and just make it not so thick because it'll have a hard time cooking through. So the next part that I'm going to do is I'm just going to spray my pan. And then I'm going to just pour in the batter. And you can always too add on extra blueberries on the top, and I've done them both ways. It's kind of a thick consistency. Okay. So you're just going to spread it out. There, and then we'll get started on the topping. Okay, so in another clean bowl, you're going to add 1/3 cup of flour, 1/2 cup of sugar. You're going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. That is the recipe, but I add in a teaspoon. So you can start off with 1/2 teaspoon and then see which one you prefer. And then it's a 1/4 cup of butter. So again, I'm gonna use the Crisco butter. And then you're just going to mix this all in with a fork. Okay, now that it's done, this is the consistency that you're kind of looking for. So you can actually put it together and it'll kind of stick together. So you're looking for this kind of lumpy consistency. Before I put it on, I'm just gonna add in a couple extra blueberries because I like them. So I'm just gonna sprinkle a few extra blueberries on there. And then I'm just gonna grab it with my hand and I'm just going to lightly drizzle over. There, and that's about good. So you rinse my hands. So this is done. Now this is going to go in the oven at 375 degrees. I have a convection oven, so I'm going to put it on the convection unit, and it's going to go in for 35 to 40 minutes, but check it, you know, periodically as it gets closer to the 35-40 minutes, because if you overcook it, it's going to be dry. So better to undercook it a little and then let it cook the remaining last 5 minutes while it's on the stove. You'll have a moist consistency. So we'll put it in and we'll check back and forth. It's been about 35 minutes. I used an 8x8 pan, so we're just going to cut into it and see how it looks. It's still quite warm. I'm just going to get a middle piece here. Oh, it looks really good. So you see how nice and moist this looks with the berries? You can put a little bit of ice cream on there if you want, but this is great for morning with coffee. So I'm just going to taste it and see how it is. It's really good. You guys have to try it and let me know what you think, and make sure you like and subscribe, and until next time, bye.